Yeah, good morning, everyone.
Hi, Vasundhara. Good morning.
Yeah, so today we'll discuss the remaining lookups and then we will start join.
Hi, Vasundhara.
Yeah, hello. Yes, Satyajit, how is your practice is going on?
Yeah, for last 3 days it was stopped. Uh, I had to take IV drops. I'm recovered fully now. I'll start it again.
Okay. So we have completed till reformat few of the functions and lookup yesterday, static lookup and one dynamic lookup, one type of. So I will little will repeat that and then we'll start the dynamic lookup concept.
Hi, Vasundhara.
Yeah, hello. Yes, Anand, good morning. So we have completed one type of lookup yesterday, and then one second, let me open that particular. Yeah, dynamic lookups. So creating one phase and differences like that. So we'll continue with that only. Then after that, we will discuss this thing lookup local also. It is using MFS multi-file system. So what is multi-file system and everything, parallelism, data partitioning, we will discuss in detail. After normalize will complete, then we'll discuss in detail. But here little bit one partition component I will show you. Then we will discuss this two remaining concept of lookup template related. So how to create this thing we can discuss theoretically. We can't do practical for this in trial version. For this too, we can do practical. So yesterday we did this one. In this, we have used one static lookup is LKP, getting environment information. Okay, yeah, this one static and this one as a dynamic lookup. So how to create a dynamic lookup? One way is to use the existing output file or intermediate file as a lookup. And then after, like, why this is dynamic? Because it is creating at runtime, getting created at runtime. When it is when the graph is run in starting only, it is not loaded. In middle of the graph, via some flow, it has created, and after that, in next phase, we have utilized it or consumed it. So here in this reformat, that particular is utilized. How we have collected the corresponding result in this vector and sent in output from that dynamic lookup. This UD is the dynamic lookup. From that, we fetched all the names with the matching keys, corresponding event key, and we have sent in the output. Right. So up to here it was done. Now what is phases and checkpoint? So this whenever we give we want to run the particulars in the sequential one by one, like in this case, like lookup is getting generated here, then we can't consume immediately. If we do, then it will return the null values for this matching key will not be there if they will run in parallel. So we need to run there one by one sequentially. So whenever we need to run sequentially, we give the phase difference, and whenever there is a phase difference, there will be a checkpoint will be get created. Here also, on this ending phase, there is a checkpoint. Like if we do some mistake here in this reformat and if it will fail, then if you will rerun the graph, then from this GDE, it will give you the pop-up for or you want to run from the starting or like that. Suppose this mistake is there. Will it detect at compilation time? No. Right? And this is not the valid. I just changed this. So this is not the valid UP is not the lookup name. So it didn't detect it at compilation time, but it will fail. So at the time of failure, what will happen? One recovery file will be created here. Yeah. So here in C drive, Ab Initio. In real time, it will be created in in recovery folder, but here it's created here. TYN. That is not the file. One second. Yes, this only. It's created today, and here the entire phase difference is there. Like up to last checkpoint was completed. Here, what happening here? It's not compilation error. Here up to the last checkpoint, like when the phase was over, it was run successfully up to here. But from here, it's failing. Once in transaction port form. So if we fix this error, then it will ask us that do we want to run from starting or from checkpoint onward. So if we start from checkpoint onward, then it will utilize that file, and if it runs successful, then it will this file will be auto deleted. Okay, and if like there we will run it, then Uh, not like that. It's supposed to ask actually one pop-up used
It
to
will
come.
ask
That is
actually like you want to run from the beginning or you want to run from the existing phase.
hmm. Some actually this compilation error happen might be. If the execution time error happen, then only it used to create that. Hmm. Execution error means some rejection should be there or otherwise. So if we give here like yesterday that issue was coming, if we create the same issue, then rejection will happen. So execution time error it will be. Yeah, first flow runs what? Okay. See, now it's printing. Yesterday it was creating the issue that one more lookup we was using, it was not printing. And in this local system, in this trial version, it's taking last always, but in real time, it's taking first default, that lookup function. So yesterday that issue was coming because of this trial version issue. That lookup was not getting called. When we need the error also doesn't comes. So lookup match function is not there. If we use that, suppose, let's see if that will no, it will be fail in starting only. So I will show you some other point of the time when we give the phase difference and the error comes. I have one more use case in that I will show. So filter by expression there. Yeah, we will do one more use case in that we'll see that. So what happened actually, what is the concept is, if you do a phase difference, then one checkpoint get created, and if there is any error in the next phase, then it will give you one pop-up that one second, any error happen here. So it will give you the pop-up that you run from the next phase. You run from the starting, or you continue from the current the last phase. Continue from the last phase onward. So if whatever you will choose, it will run the graph accordingly, and it will at the last this file should be auto deleted. That is also there in this recovery file. And if you are running the graph and it is successful, then all the recovery file will be auto deleted. That is also there. And yes, so this is by GD. But if you are running from backend, in the support team, we run from backend, like we deploy it as a script, and this script used to run. So here this script. So this script run in the backend by commands. Air sandbox run command this graph name. Or if a script is there, then script can be run by ksh command, ksh script.ksh or sh script.sh by that command. So in that case, how you will delete, or how to run from start, how to run from checkpoint onward. Okay, so if you will run normally, then it will run from checkpoint onward only. If recovery file is present, then it will take the data from last failure. So before failed, what is the last successful checkpoint? From that onward, it will run and save the time. So if you want to run from the starting, then you delete the recovery file. There is a many commands are there: find and replace, delete, and there are some more commands like m underscore rollback hyphen d and recovery file dot rec. That recovery file name is almost same as the graph name. Okay, today is 5th. Okay, and other command is like find in a particular path where the recovery file is located, recovery folder. So search all those files by name dot recovery. This is Unix command. I will explain the Unix command at last. And then after searching, then execute the remove command. rm hyphen r remove by force rf rm hyphen rf. If there is some recovery file inside subdirectories, then that also will be recursively. R means recursively forcefully deleted. Rf like that some command is. So this files will be find all the files with .rec star .rec, and then it will be removed. This is one way. or go to that manually. If you want to do, you can go to that particular folder location and do RMIF and RF. That is also there. So this is how to delete recovery file. What is .rec, or what is the recovery folder content? So that all, where the recovery file is stored. So it is stored in the recovery folder .rec folder sometime, or it is saved by .rec extension. So better to search by extension. Right. What is phases and checkpoint? That is also one question. So phases used for sequential execution of flows. In graph, there are multiple flows. So sequential execution of the flow, and whenever checkpoint given, then a recovery file get created on checkpoint. In case of failure, corrected, rerun. Right. Then what is the difference between checkpoint and breakpoint? So in continuous graph, we have breakpoint. So it's not in batch process. In continuous graph, we use continuous component. There we have checkpoint and breakpoint. And I will explain continuous graph later on. So there also checkpoint means it will be auto created by the there is a publisher and subscriber are there, like um, one component that go on publishing and one component that go on subscribe. So instead of input file, you will take a subscriber and will connect to the, and like reformat or any other component, join, and last it will be published into the output. So sorry, publisher doesn't have output mode. So it is like output file. Instead of input file, you will use subscriber there and take the data from multiple ways are there. By that you will take the data. Subscriber will give one by one and chunk by chunk, like either there is option how you want to take the data. Uh, One by one, chunk by chunk, or time period wise, like every 5 minutes check the data and take. So every chunk it will give, then it will create a checkpoint. So either it create a checkpoint or breakpoint. So checkpoint will be recoverable, breakpoint will not be recoverable. Any failure happen, then recoverable means it you can recover the data from checkpoint onward, but breakpoint will not. Yeah, if you want to set breakpoint, you can set that. How to run the graph continuously, that is also one question. So when you are setting that, there is a run setting here, it's not there in trial version, but I have a screenshot, I will show you by that. So run and settings, or not settings, actually execution or something is there here. When you run the, here it will run directly, but there is one option is there, how to run the graph continuously. So there if you set it batch, then it will when you run, it will run like batch. If you set a continuous, then it will run like a continuous. And if you set it check recoverable, then checkpoint will be auto created in that graph. At every point checkpoint creates auto, and in continuous. And if you said that unrecoverable, then breakpoint will be created, right? So unrecoverable, and it is fast also because it is unrecoverable, so it is fast. Same thing that we have learned, that truncate is fast. Why? Because it is not saving anything on the recovery file, so it is faster, but it is unrecoverable. Same thing is here. The checkpoint save the recovery file. It create the recovery file. Because it create the recovery file, it take time. Because it create recovery file. Creating a recovery file means on every success, it's registering. It's noting down or it's registering in recovery file. That's why it's taking time. Okay, so that's why slow. But breakpoint is faster. Why? Because it is unrecoverable. That's why it doesn't go to write somewhere. It doesn't need to notify to somewhere that I'm doing this thing. It's just breakpoint is just for running the continuous graph. Something should be there on every step they create something, a breakpoint or checkpoint. So that on that breakpoint, chunk by chunk, suppose you set 5 record at a time, means five record, it will subscriber will send 5 records, then reformat will do that work, join will do its work, then it will go to publisher will publish it into the output, and it will send the notification to the subscriber. This is the continuous process. I will re-explain later on. Just publisher will send a token of notification or token of acknowledgement, TOC, token of acknowledgement. This is the auto process internally going on in the continuous graph. So that token of acknowledgement is that whatever the this was sent 5 record that is published successfully. Now send the next chunk, right? So this subscriber will send the next chunk. Like that, continuous process happen.
In real time, what type of data for that we'll be using this continuous flows, Smra?
Nowadays, every graph they're using continuous flow only, real time data. Whenever user want real time data to be processed for fraud detection, suppose in banking, if there is somebody is trying wrong patterns, right? Like in banking project, uh, if we talk about banking, then wrong patterns means in there are some patterns are there that are saved in lookup files generally. Like one pattern is wrong password entered 5 times, 3 times, 5 times, 10 times. So what to do, right? So it will not happen that at 5 p.m. graph will run, then it will detect that morning somebody entered wrong password. No, no. What will happen? This kind of process need continuous detection. As soon as somebody gone to ATM, putting the card and doing wrong password 1 time, 2 time, third time, then it will automatically it detecting this continuous graph will run. It will detect in this reformat. Suppose the lookup is there, that is continuously this in subscriber we can do time based also, like in every 5 minutes it's checking any kind of data received from a particular so and so ATM. So if it is received, it will check is the pattern matching. It's continuously monitoring that is the pattern matching. Suppose this pattern match that 3 time password wrong, then immediately it will take the action, lock the account. Right. Next process will be instead of join some other component that will set that account equal to account status equal to inactive, log for 24 hours, that kind of status. So message will be sent to that person immediately, and that is auto system how message sent and all immediately, like any issue happen is in his account, alert message will be sent. That is different process, but it will set that account status log. Any component will be there which it will set as soon as the pattern match, it will set. That's it. If 10 times wrong, then it will log completely for 1 month or maybe completely also. That is also possible. So this is one way. Now another pattern is like wrong hours, wrong place. In midnight, somebody is accessing account. Another is on wrong place, like Delhi. It was accessed from Delhi location. Now today suddenly, like within a 1 hour, 1 hour, how one will reach from Delhi to Bangalore, right? By flight also not possible. So like impossible cases. So within 1 hour, it two different location detected. So that is on wrong place, from wrong place, wrong hour. Like that, it has the patterns. So it detect that accordingly. Same thing in healthcare sector also. Like somebody is accessing some patient's data in wrong hours and loading unlimited amount of data, right? No, downloading more than excess data, like this kind of thing. So that are all fraud detection purpose. It is used generally. Real time data. It need real time. Real time means as soon as customer is filling the data anywhere, it need to monitor it, process it, like that. Real time data. Detection and means reading and reading or execution, ETL, real time data, ETL, extraction and transformation load, as well as actions. So for this, continuous graphs are used. Batch process are simple if you are doing SDLC, okay, or you are doing SCD loadings. In that SCD loading, there is not need that much urgent. At 5 p.m. also daily your batch will run. You will load at 5 p.m. or it is used for report generation, right? So that for that no need continuous. You can use batch for report generation purposes. For training agent, training the AI agent, data mining. This purposes ETL, normal ETL purposes or SDLC software. You are developing some software. So in that case also like checking the software and all. So in those all cases you can use, they use batch process. They use that in companies in banking sectors. So many bulk data processing, that is also bulk data processing, that is also going on in batch process only. Bulk data can't be handled easily by this real time. Okay, so this much I have to explain just for making you understand what is checkpoint, breakpoint, and continuous graph little bit. Apart from that, we will see one session will be there for continuous graph separately. In that, we will see few more things. Okay, right. So come back to our, it is all for checkpoint, breakpoint, and phases in checkpoint. Then come back to our very simple thing, which was discussing the lookup and this one. So in this case, lookup local. What is the lookup? What is difference between lookup and lookup local? So in case of lookup local, we will use one file as a MFS, and then it will match the data of that particular partition. Like if you are using this file, and suppose the same file if we use this file, and instead of static we will make it a partitioned file, and some partition are located on some other location. Suppose we are matching on the basis of the key is this is user ID actually, so the key is user ID. On the basis of that we are matching the data. Key is this, right? So some we will what we will do it partition by expression. Suppose according to partition by expression, we will load it into two-way partition, P0, P1, and then after partitioning this will become multi-file. Then we will use same partitioning method on this input also on the same key, same method, and then when we will use lookup function, then what will be the behavior, and if we will use lookup local, then what will be the behavior. So if you use lookup function doesn't have anything with partition. If you have 1000 record here, if you have 500 record here, it will do 1000 into 500 scanning, means it will do Whether you do partition, you don't do partition, whether your this is partition on some key, this is not partition, it is serial, or whether this is partition on some other key, this is partition on some other key, anything you do, lookup function doesn't have anything with partition. Lookup function will do that much scanning, means it will do that much, okay, and take that much performance. But lookup local, that give performance. If you are doing partition of both on the proper same way, same method, like this is also pbk, this is also pbk, then lookup local will match partition to partition. Like partition 0 records data will be hit to partition 0 record data only. Suppose you have divided 250 way, okay, so here also two way, and thousands of 500. So this 500 record will not hit entire 500, or will not scan entire 500. This 500 recall will hit only 250, P0 250. Then this P1 500 will hit only P1 250. So P0 will join, or lookup means join only, a kind of join. So P0 will join with P0, P1 will join with P1, P2 will join with P2. Like that, one to one partition will be joined each other on that key. So what is the important in lookup local? If you are using lookup local, important is whatever keys are there of corresponding key should be matched. That's why method should be same. Key should be same on which you are doing partition. Suppose this itself, if we will try to implement it, not this, we'll implement the static one, that is more simple. Lookup function for loop, lookup static, where it is, okay, 1 minute. Static, we have created static lookup. This one. So here we will take this as an input file and we'll do a partitioning. Datasets, input. Partition by expression so that we can control the data here. So lookup, this URL is same. And the record format also same. So this is input file now. Okay, instead of using this, we don't want this now. We will create a partition by expression like here, based on employee ID equal to, if employee ID is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 are there, so is greater than equal to 2, then to 0 partition, else 1 partition, like that. Here we will take output file as a MFS. So how to take MFS file? We need to go to that MFS, how to create MFS file, that also I will show you. In real time, no need to create, it's DB or some admin person they used to create. So this M files here in this control folder you should be. It should look like this red M. Inside that you need to go, and here on this control file if you will create, then it is MFS. If you create on any other location, then it will not be. And it is two-way MFS I have created like that. So what is the name? LKP is the name, suppose. Save. Okay. And so who is deciding whether it is two-way or L? Yes, you can see here L2. That means its depth is 2. Depth means it having not one file, two files, P0, P1. Okay, if we will run this graph, it will fail because it doesn't have that lookup. So we'll disable it and now run. So although it's showing 7 record, but depth is 2, right? Which is in which partition? So we can see entire data here, but if we want to see the partition data, 0th, it's visible here, 0th partition data means we have given the condition less than equal to 2. So it will go to one partition. And 1 second, what is happening here? Employee ID is not employee, it's user ID or something greater than equal to 2, then 0th partition, else one partition. Right, correct. So greater than equal to 2, it is gone on 0th partition. That means 2, 3, 4 is gone on 0th partition. And less than that is 1, 1 is gone on this partition. So according to this condition, this is the separation of data. Now we will use same method for partitioning input file as well. Same method we should use. Okay. Then only lookup local work. Here the name is different. It's UID, I think. Yes. Looking like filter by expression, right? The expression is like that only, but its work is different. It will do partitioning. You can see here the flow. Flow is this. This is not straight flow. This is fan out flow. Fan out means divide the data in multiple branches, like a water comes from a river and getting divided into branches like that. Flow is looking like that. Okay, so
Vasundhara,
here
one
what?
question.
Hmm.
Like MFS file and partition file, like both are same or different?
Yeah, same partition. This is data partition file only. That is another name is MFS.
Oh, so both are same.
Yes.
Oh, we like
We will
when
run.
we cat
Hmm.
that file, then we are like using mcat like that.
Sorry, mcat. If we watch that file or combine that file m_cat and this control path, then all the data will be visible there. Mcat command. What
Okay.
was the
So
exact question?
both are same only, right? Like partition and MFS file.
Yes, same. MFS file only the partition. See, MFS means if we say this is MFS file, that means it will have two things. One is control file, one is partition file. Okay, so we can say that that is data partition, but data partition files are different. MFS, I will show you. MFS having two things. MFS is the combined name of two things: control file, data file. Like here we are saving the things in two web location, right? We created this LKP. What is this? Is it a data file? No, it is not data partition file. It is the control file and it's having its backup also with MFCTL. Where it is? Yeah, this. It's auto created. So that if somebody by delete this by accidentally, then can recover from MFCTL. So this is control file. If you open this, what it contains, it doesn't have data. It contains only the path of where your partitions are there. This is the partition files. Okay, date or we set a data partition file, and then in this path P0, if you observe that it's shown this path, then here it is your data file is lying, and here your data is like 2, 3, 4. We have seen right P0 data, and P1 data will be here. Same name LKP, same name file, but lying on different location. This is 111, right? So this is data partition file, or we say only partition also. So data partition file lies in data partition location, and control file lies on the control path. This is control path. So on control path location, control file have the data about partition, and partition file have real data. So if somebody asks you question, what is the difference between MFS and partition file? So tell MFS have two files. This a complete set is called MFS. That's why I give the folder name like that, MFS, right? It is if you say two-way MFS. So this two-way have two things. One is control path. One is this combine is data path. These two are data path. Here you will have P0 data, P1 data, partitioned data. So this is your partition file. And MFS is the combined name of control and partition file. This is control path. It is a control file, controlling the all partitions, where they are lying, how many partitions are there, that location. It is not by name. You can give different name. Instead of two-way, you give ABC. Okay, doesn't matter. Who is deciding whether it is a two-way or four-way or three-way? This control file deciding. Here it is mentioned like the structure is like that, that if you will create the file here, it will be two-way. This control path is deciding this work for, it will have the all phenomena or algorithm for creating files. So it will two-way, and this is the path where your partition is located, that is handled by control file. Okay, so MFS is combination of two files, right? Control and data.
And why they are like doing partitioning, from the single file, why they are making partitions?
Yeah, generally, if huge data is there, why? Because for handling the huge data, we can run it in parallel. Parallelism concept I will re-explain, but what is the parallelism? If you have suppose 1000 GB data and you are running on one flow, is like this, the format output. It's taking half an hour or 1 hour time, right? You divide the data, you engage more component like this, three suppose, or four. You divide the data into 100 divided by 425 GB each, right? Suppose equal division. It will be giving you like and all are running in same phase, zero phase. So all are running in parallel. So what will happen? It will reduce the time to 1/4. Instead of 1 hour, it will take 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, you will have the data. At output, you collect all and combine all. At output, combine all, gather back. Okay. So this thing also can be possible, but here if you run four flows, then your data will be like which data is going to which partition, and this is consuming same machine. But in data partition, we engage n number of machines, different machines. Like this is locating on your machine, this is locating on Satyajit machine, this is locating on Pratik machine. Okay, this is locating on my machine, like that. So four different machines are engaged, their resources are engaged. That's why it is faster. So you can't run in same flow. You need to use the partitioning method. Like your input will be there. It's 100 GB only, and then you have how you divided it, right? So you have divided by some partition component, PBK or PBE, and after that you created one MFS file. This is MFS file. It is having two, control and data partition files. So control file will have all the information about where your data partition files are located, how many partitions are there, entire information will be here, and it is control by name itself. It's controlling or managing entire partitions, all the partitions files. Now you use reformat and send into the output also having MFS, same way, two-way. So it is also two-way, same depth MFS. So what will happen here? It is running a one-way format? No. If it is four-way, then running the suppose it is a four-way, then it is running a four-way format inside. Okay, but like this is manually I have shown. This is by partition. So by partition, what is the advantage? You can run on different machines. They are running on for different machines. If I will run this 4 flow here in my one graph, it will consume the resources of one machine only. But here the partitions are, it is depending. Like suppose P0 is lying on machine 1. Okay, and P1 is lying on machine 2. So they are occupying the resources of different machines, and as well as well managed and well controlled by the control path. Because if we will run like this flow, our P0 is located on some other file, or see here itself so many files are there and data is getting clumps up, like in DB folder if you go, right, in your sandbox, so many files. So managing them is difficult. Which files belonging to which graph? Okay, so that's why partitioning file, it is control file having all the data. Like here we have seen, like for one graph LKP, MFS file is, it is, so it is a control file, MFS control file. So what partitions it belonging to this? So it is having all the data. Like it is having this name, it's lying in P0, this name it's lying in P1, P2, P3, like that. If 4-way, then 4 file, 2-way, then 2 file, like that. So it is having all the detail. Now this EMP3, this is some another, it is also located on same location but name is different, right? So it is managing now. Control file is managing which file belonging to which particular MFS file, or which data partition belonging to. All are belonging to one particular path only, but their name is different. 4 names you need to give, right? So that's why for controlling purpose and as well as running on different machine purpose, we use this MFS instead of giving in 4 flows, dividing the data manually and giving in 4 flows. We use the partition technologies techniques for dividing. And here also resources will be used that many only. 4 reformat are running in backend. That is running on 4 machines. Right? If you give next in sequence here, it will give you 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 4 all 4 1 1 1. It will come like that. Okay. So is your question is clear?
Yes, yes. And serial file only, the serial file, right? Like don't have any partitions.
Yes, like this is serial file 1. You can see depth 1. That means serial. Depth is having something mainly here also it's showing, but when you run the graph, it will show clear depth after running. Yeah, it will fail actually because of this reformat. We didn't handle that all. So what we was doing here, partition by expression, it is changed to a UID is, yes. Now here this also changed to output LKP. Okay. Then in reformat, we need to give the lookup, right? So we will use this as a lookup. This is how to use it as a lookup. We will first give it label and then add. This is add to catalog in real time. Use as a lookup. The name is changed. And here the key value is employee ID, user ID. And this is now a lookup file also. It's MFS, but we made it lookup also, dynamic lookup. Now we will use this as a name, LKP, same name. Okay. Right, same name. Now it should work. Failing, 1 second. Phase difference should be there, first thing. If you are sure this is not a problem, lookup table cannot both read and write the same file on a one phase. Yeah, same file in a one phase means this file getting read and write means what exactly? You need to check that. We'll give it in next phase first of all. Next phase means just give it in next phase. This phase button is there. So this is running in this blue highlighter is showing the 0th phase, 1st phase, like that. Same file where we are reading and writing same file. It is LKP and this is output LKP. Might be it's saying something. Let's see. Okay, started. Yeah. Yeah, so all the data is came. If we want to see partition wise, because we are analyzing the how lookup. So here no any difference if you use lookup function. Okay. It has matched with partition 0 and given here, and but internally it has made that many hits. So if you will give lookup local instead of lookup, you can use lookup local. If you are following the same partitioning method on the both, then you can use lookup local. Oh no, 1 second. Yeah, this is valid lookup local. Remaining is not needed. So it will what it will do, it one time we are calling it, right? So it will connect P0 to P0 and P1 to P1, like that. Internally that functioning is going on. Outwardly it will not visible how it is happening. So here whatever P0 data is there, P0 means after partitioning, it will receive all the those records which is of employee less than, we have given the logic according to that logic. So except one, everything was sent on that, right? Greater than 2, that means except one, everything will go to P0. Like that, and then it will come match with P0 here. If we reverse the technology, then what will happen? It will give the issue also. Like record 1, okay, it is matching with, here the record 1 is there, and here on P1 location record 1 is there. Right, employee ID 1. But if you will change the logic, then there is a issue. So that's why logic should be same, partition logic should be same for input and lookup. So here if we will see 1th partition, then it has combined properly because we given same method. So up to here it is clear what is happening, static to dynamic lookup. This is second way how we can use the dynamic lookup. Lookup related few questions are there, like if your input is serial and lookup is MFS, lookup file is MFS, then will graph run, will it give the desired result or not, like that. So lookup doesn't have anything with, okay. It will run and scan that many records. Can input record cross lookup record and will send in output. Okay, but if you use lookup local, then lookup local will create the issue. Lookup local, it will fail. If you pass the serial file, then it will fail. Okay, with the error, depth error. You can do this experiment. I will write down here. Fail with depth error. Why? Because lookup local used to work on partition to partition, P0 to P0, like that. And um, in this case, it will fail. If the other case, like it will fail if input is serial and lookup is MFS. Next is lookup local will give incorrect data if MFS, your lookup is suppose partition by key, by some this key. and your input is partitioned by expression, some different logic. In that case, it will run graph successfully, but output will not be desired. Any difference is there in logic, then output will not be desired output. Like here itself, if we will do some difference, suppose we'll reverse the logic, then in that case, it will give zero record in output. It will reject. And if you reject that never abort is not there, it will fail the graph. So never abort is there. Okay, but if we fail the graph, if it is not running accordingly. So we have changed the logic here. Instead of greater than, we have given less than should go to 2 means opposite. So what will happen now? It will not find any data here. So zero record, null record will be found and it will reject that. And we have sent abort on first rejects, right? So if your never abort is there, it will give zero record in output, because although keys are there, but it will not find null record. Null is coming in means zero matching, like that it is saying. Although keys are there, matching keys are there, but it is not finding. Why? Because you reverse the that means P0 having 1 1 1 and P1 having 2 3 4. So when P0 is trying to match with this P0, it's not finding the matching key. That is the problem. Okay. Is it clear, guys, what happen if you give the different logic? Even in same partition by key, if logic is different, it will fail the not fail, but not give the desired output. Yeah, this is the phase difference. Okay, like you have run the graph, it failed. Now when you rerun, this is checkpoint coming, recovery file found. And recovery file means here. This, not this, sorry. This one is recovery file, REC file. This is the recovery file, and if you will run the graph, then it will auto delete it. When if you want to restart, or you continue from the last checkpoint, right? So if you continue from last checkpoint, that means up to whatever run successfully, it will not run from there. If we will start from the starting, then we'll see. 1 second. Failing again by same error. Let me check the logic I corrected or not. Greater than equal to than u and this is it's not processing this particular. What we can do, we will take a new. This is technical issue of this trial version. Nothing. If we will copy paste this same in new graph, it will run, because we have corrected it, but it is not refreshing that scenario. Again, same error. That means it's not the graph error. If UID greater than equal to 2, then 0 port, else 1 port. It is having data, but this file 1 minute. I will take one intermediate file and we'll check. I'll leave it here only. We'll take one intermediate file and check. Okay. On 0th partition, it should have 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. Fine, understood. This 2, 3, 4 is matching, but remaining is not matching, and for that, it should be never abort so that it should send those record to the reject port. Right, that 4 records which is matching, it's gone in output. It's showing 4 here, right? Then if you will change the logic, then it will not happen. It will what? It will not find any record and it will send 0 record. If you change the logic now, I didn't fail the graph, it will not fail, but it will send 0 record here because the entire record will go to not say, or otherwise it will not send 4 record, it will send some different. Only 1 record, right? 1 is matching like that. Why it is happening? Which one it has sent on which partition? 2. Okay. Why? Because we have given the condition like this, less than equal to 2. That means equal to 2, that has saved. That is common condition, right? So whatever the equal to 2 is there, that is matched on 0th port, right? But if less than no, that one on 0th port, it is having, like I will show you what is the issue here. If your logic is different, then on 0th port you have this data, and lookup local work port to port. I'm explaining it here. I will not repeat it in partitioning chapter. Okay, you can understand that. In join also it happen. In partitioning, this kind of questions asked many times. If you join on different key, if you look up on different key, or you change the, like we change the logic here. That is less than equal to 2 will go to 0 port, and MFS this lookup greater than equal to 2 will go to 0 port. That's why the logic, as per the logic, 1 to user ID 1 to going, and as per this logic 2, 3, 4 going. So when these two are joining, then 2 is the common matching record that is going in output. Okay, but 3, 4 is, and here 1 is not matching. 3, 4, okay, that's lookup, but 1 is not matching. That's why it is not going in output, right? And where is the other data for this file? So it's on partition 1, and for that any matching key, now P1 will join with P1 here. This is lookup data. So less than 2, that means all ones, right? And it doesn't have any 1 because we have given logic like that. 1 was there on P0, although it was on P0, but P0 doesn't have 1, that, so it was not going in output. And although it is having 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, but it is not there on P1. That's why it's these two not joining. So you will receive data, but it will not be as per the desired. Common keys are there but not joining. Why? Because it's not there on those corresponding partitions. Is it clear, guys? On this, many questions are formed on partition.
Yes, Vasundhara. So just that the graph will not fail, but the data will not be expected. Correct.
Yes. and why it will not be expected. Entire thing you need to explain. If they will ask this question, then lots of explanation is there on this question, that this kind of or this kind of this question having different forms, like if lookup is pbk on eid, and it is pbe, or it is also pbk on different key, like it is also pbk on salary key, or you email key, okay, whatever, and lookup is on different key, then also same result. It will give you ambiguous result in output. Output will not be desired. That is the answer. If any one is serial, one is MFS, then it will fail with the depth error. Okay, so next 8:30 again. Right. Next is this one, lookup ICFF. Okay, and lookup load. This is different concept. I will just give you one understanding what happened, or should we take it tomorrow? Because it will, ICFF will be used concept actually, ICFF and WBC. So
Yeah, I think we need a separate session for that.
so we will discuss this thing tomorrow. This is theory, and here only thing I will tell, what is the difference between this lookup static one, like that lookup template also look like this static lookup component, like this component. It doesn't have input output board. Lookup component, a template also doesn't have anything, but by name itself it's a template. Template means it doesn't have actual data. So template will not have this URL. This thing it doesn't have. Okay, so there instead of URL, it will have other parameters. More than this, more parameters are there. So what is the URL? Who will decide, right? Which file it is and all. So this all is decided dynamically by lookup load function. Lookup load is another function that decides for lookup template. That's why it, when you run the graph, then look, if it is a static lookup like this, it will load because of this URL only. You are giving the URL. It is a suppose 100 GB file or 1 GB file, whatever. It will load it immediately when you run the graph. It has URL, it has record format, it will load it. But if you don't have URL, it has some dollar symbol, dollar particular, and that is not getting resolved until and unless lookup load function is called. So it will not resolve like that. You can take n number of lookup template. All will having only KB file, KB data. That's it, not even MB. So that's where it's giving dynamic kind of approach. That's enough for today. Right, guys? So we'll conclude here only for today. Yeah. Then tomorrow we'll complete this, and then from Monday we will start the join component then. Yes. Fine. So bye
Vasundhara,
everyone. Yeah.
just a second. So the list of interview questions that you have given, right? In that, for the city one, you don't have the answers in the same document, right? We need to find out.
I have sent answer only of those questions which is difficult. If those are simple, like after 10th page, you will find the all scenarios, and those are very, very simple scenarios. Um, and tough scenarios you will have in that Telegram related PDF.
Yeah.
So in this city one, very simple scenarios are there. So I didn't write output of everything, answer of everything. But if
Yeah.
you can try by yourself, when we will learn roll up, then many scenarios are roll up based and normalized based.
Yes, sir.
So you can try that all after doing roll up, normalize, and partition. After that, I used to share, but you asked, so I shared that.
Okay, no worries. We'll try.
So what will we do? Like you can do that all scenarios once all component done. And if you face any question difficult, you can send in the group. We'll address that. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Right. So bye everyone. We'll conclude here.
Vasundhara, I have one doubt. I will call you, okay? For
You
5
can say,
minutes only.
Pratik. Yes, tell me.
No, I will call you, okay? Just 2 minutes. That's fine.
You can tell here because I will have some other class after this.